Greenland is having a lot of tension right now. Erika Kirk is seeking a faster trial, and Trump's first year back in the White House, and much, much more. We have always a lot of news to cover, and I feel like we never get through all of it, but we're going to make sure you're thoroughly prepared for what's going on in the news today. And well, that's why you come here, because it's a no BS show. We give it like it is, and we're not beholden by a corporation. And I'm an average Joe doing the show right out of my closet, and I just present you the news. Sometimes, I give my opinion, but it's pretty rare because, quite frankly, who cares about what my opinion is? Maybe some of you do, but at the end of the day, give you the information, and you can make your own damn guess as to what is going on, who's right, who's wrong, who's crazy, and all of the above. Well, let me get a few things here set up on YouTube really quick. Again, I told you I do this all by myself. We don't have a producer. We don't have anybody behind the scenes. We got a few moderators that chip in. Always appreciate them. They help out greatly. And they also been longtime listeners of the Ball Brad Show, meaning we love them. Give them a shout out in the chat if you can. And with that being said, bada bing, bada boom, I think we're ready to go, folks. Well, you're having a lot of tension here in Greenland, and a lot of people are upset about it. And I don't know why. Why you always got to get your panties in a bunch? It's just Greenland. Good morning, everybody. I see you in the chat. How you doing? The chat's over here if you're curious on why I'm looking over there and not in the camera. Truthfully, they're very close to one another, to be fair. But I think y'all deserve a nice good morning. I see a Miriam. Nearbro, 33. Is that how you say your name? Just kidding. I know who you are. Good to see you. Steve, it's also good to see you as well. Give me one moment. My computer's actually frozen. Hopefully I'm not frozen. Oh boy, here we go. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Well, anyways, all right, let's get to it. President Trump is set to join global leaders at the World Economic Forum on Tuesday, kicking off a series of high-stake meetings on tariffs. I'm sure Greenland's going to be a part of that conversation and more. Every year, the WEF holds its annual meeting in Davos. Yeah, I always call these people like they're the elites. You know what I mean? They're better than the rest of us. That's really what's happening. And, well, there's what's being sparked as the tension here. And at the heart of this standoff and this meeting is Trump's going to impose new tariffs, and he's going to start around 10% and allegedly go up to 25% by June. And this is going to be on key European partners unless they agree to U.S. interests around Greenland. As you know, Greenland's a Danish territory in the Arctic that Trump really, really wants, his administration wants, and has repeatedly signaled that it wants to acquire and assume greater influence over. Now, the issue has alarmed European leaders. As to why, I don't know. Because at the end of the day, us and EU, who are they going to call when bleep hits the fan? They always call us. I don't know. I always say this phrase, I need to make shirts out of it. Why do we have to act stupid here? When they're going to get their bleep pushed in by some said country, why do we have to act stupid? They're always going to call us. Look what they did during World War II. They begged us, man. Churchill begged us to get into that war. So at the end of the day, we're their defense. And you want to know why nobody messes with the EU? Anybody want to take a little gander? It's because of our big old booty walking down that hallway that nobody's messing with us. So I don't know what they care about. Not like they're going to do anything. I always like to remind people, and I was actually having a conversation with a coworker yesterday about this, and we actually, we get along politically and stuff like that. And I explained to her, I said, people forget just how big we are and how small, like, areas in Europe is. For example, give me one moment here. For example, if you were to put the United Kingdom on a map for the United States, it would be like, not even this, but half the size of Texas. The entire United Kingdom, Scotland, England, all that. Half the size of Texas. And it's actually way less than that, half the size of Texas, just put it out there. People forget how small Europe is and how big we are. Now, the issue, as I said, has alarmed European leaders, and it's including officials from Denmark and other NATO countries who view Greenland's sovereignty as non-negotiable and have called Trump's tariff threats unacceptable and potentially damaging to the alliances built since World War II. I love how this is what's damaging the alliance. Not them paying their fair share, right? Not them not paying their own defense and all that stuff. None of that is what's doing them in. No, it's us wanting to protect our national security and our interests. And by the way, us doing that would be protecting them as well. I don't get it. And also part of the conversation yesterday was, why do we want Greenland all of a sudden? Why now? Why does Trump want it now? This whole natural mineral thing, you think really? I think something's brewing up. I think there's something more behind the scenes to all this as to why he wants to speed up this process, or maybe I'm wrong. Now, people always go, oh, well, we wanted it in the past. We could have got it then. We could have do. Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda. What's the element now? Well, all of a sudden, something weird's going on. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I don't know if it's China. Like I said, maybe it is Russia. Maybe Russia wants to do something else. Not sure. But the EU has this thing called the trade bazooka. You can see it there in the article. I highlighted it for you. In response, the European leaders, most prominently, the dude that was trying to be Joe Biden yesterday, wear his aviators, and I guess allegedly you guys are saying he had a black eye, was President Macron from France, and has raised the possibility of activating the European Union's Anti-Coercion instrument, ACI, informally dubbed the trade bazooka. So what does this mean? What the hell is this trade bazooka? I don't know. Can I say bazooka online? Can we say that on YouTube? The ACI is an EU regulation put in place in 2023 to protect the bloc from economic coercion. Is it coercion? Coercion? By third countries, allowing the EU to adopt countermeasures when another country threatens its economic interests. Oh, is that what that means? What a stupid name. What a stupid name. Leave it up to the EU to come up with a trade bazooka. It's never been used, but in theory, it could allow the EU to impose retaliatory tariffs, restrict access to public procurement contracts, limit foreign direct investment, and affect trade in goods and services, potentially targeting U.S. companies and products. Pull out of NATO. I don't care. Really, I don't. What do they do for us? And like, this could be a very, very what's the word? Stupid, I guess we'll keep comment. I mean, it's nice to always have the English behind our backs, or, you know, I mean, okay, well, what, the Scots, the Irish, but all jokes aside, really, I mean, that's what's going to do it. That's what's going to spill the tide of the war, is having the French come in. Do we need to go through history? The French are going to save us. I mean, they did it once. That's their argument. Oh, we did it once. Yeah, you mean when we held off one of the greatest powers on Earth at the time, when we were a bunch of men living in basically mud huts, partial mud, partial wood. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, there's a little more than that, but sometimes you got to exaggerate a little bit, right? Using this anti-coercion, I always mess up saying that name. Coercion. The using the ACI against the United States would be historic and could take months to implement, but leaders have said such countermeasures are being seriously discussed amid the Greenland tariff dispute. Macron and other EU officials argue that the instrument is a way to deter these tactics and defend economic sovereignty. There's like 57,000 people that live in Greenland. What are you talking about, economic sovereignty? What are we doing here? You know what I mean? What's happening? Did you realize that Greenland would be far off, like so much better off, if they were with us? You know what I mean? What are we even talking about here? Oh, the economics of it all is really going to hurt them, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. You kidding me? The subsidies they're going to get, they've never had before. Well, here at Davos, the EU Commission, President Ursula von der Leyen, it's amazing that I could say that, but I can't say coercion, has echoed that frustration, emphasizing that the EU and US has recently agreed on a trade deal and that a deal is a deal, warning that undermining it could hurt transatlantic trust and cooperation. Denmark's prime minister also said that US can negotiate many things, but over sovereignty, it's off limits. Oh, interesting. I mean, it's funny how they want to talk about sovereignty. There's a lot of sovereignty that's not happening in China. Do we want to talk about North Korea? Anybody want to talk about sovereignty? Are they a sovereign nation? Are they really? I'd be a smart aleck, of course. Thank you for indulging my my smart aleckness. Well, the trade deals and global context of it all. Before these tensions erupt, the United States and EU were negotiating the agreement on reciprocal, fair, and balanced trade. So that's kind of what they're referring to here. And it's a proposed framework aimed at lowering barriers and balancing tariffs. And those negotiations have now been suspended because, well, European leaders believe the climate of coercion and threats hampers trust and cooperation. So the EU is not happy about this, as you're getting it. So what's going to happen in Davos? Well, Trump is having a speech scheduled for today, and all eyes are on whether he doubles down on his tariff threats and offers a diplomatic olive branch or tries to frame the U.S. position in global economic leadership. I don't think Trump's doubling. I don't think he's backing down. I think Trump is going full Trump mode on this. You all need to understand something. You don't mean anything to us. We have all the power, man. Everything's backed by the dollar. So either way, if you hurt our economy, you just hurt yourself, really. And some people want to do that to themselves. Some people, and I mean, I'm going to say it, it's the people on the left that want to punch themselves in the face multiple times. You got to let them do it, guys. People need to learn for themselves. Just punch yourself in the face, and we'll sit back and watch, and we'll have a cup of coffee doing it. All right, moving on to the next bit of news here. Erika Kirk files to speed up trial of her husband's alleged, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this word on the internet. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not say anymore. It's ridiculous is what it is. Anyways, Erika Kirk has filed a motion to speed up the trial of her late husband, Charlie Kirk's killer, accusing the defense team of delay tactics. Kirk's attorneys are using Utah's victims' rights law, which are designed to prevent unnecessary delays in serious criminal cases. They argue that the case has remained stuck in this pre-trial phase while the defense files multiple motions, and that those delays are compounding the trauma for the victim's family. The filing specifically noted Charlie Kirk's love for the U.S. Constitution, saying that while the Constitution guarantees criminal defendants many rights, it does not guarantee them the right to cause undue delay in the criminal justice department, or process rather. Meanwhile, the suspect, Tyler Robinson, has still not entered a plea. There's been family members that have come out, because, like Candace Owens and like other people are kind of pushing all these theories and stuff like that. And some people are really just saying he didn't do it at all. But his own family members have come out, at least allegedly from what I've seen in like little clips. So take this with a grain of salt. All right. Don't go around telling everybody, oh, I heard this bald guy on the internet say this. They're saying that he did it. They're surprised, but they're like, yeah, this guy's kind of gone off the reservation a little bit here. Like sits right before the thing and just gone. And with technology and tracking and stuff like that, the cameras, I think it was him. I think it was Tyler Robinson. Now, do I have much to go on? No. I mean, there's always a lot of element of faith that happens, right? In a lot of the things that we deal with. But anywho, there's that. So I wanted to give you guys up to date stuff on the Charlie Kirk thing. And then lastly, before we move into some other news here, 1 year of Trump. So 1 year in his second term, President Trump says his agenda is delivering results, bringing the country into what he calls a new golden age. If that's what the golden age is, we're doomed. I don't think we're in a new golden age here. Not yet, at least. And I'm a Trump fan, but I have always made the agreement with you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you what I think. And maybe you do think we're in a golden age. But if you look at history at like what would be like the golden years or some solid years, I'm not so sure we're in the golden age, Mr. President. Trump has dramatically reduced illegal immigration. Oh, we're going to go to the chat. I want to know what you guys think on this one. Hold on a second. What do you guys think? Do you think he has dramatically, I highlighted that word, dramatically reduced illegal immigration? There's two ways of looking at it. Because yes, he has dramatically reduced illegal immigration. But when I think of reduced, I think of getting them out. That's how I think of reduced. You didn't really reduce it. You stopped it from happening, but there's still a lot of them here. So when I think, like I said, there's two ways of looking at it. There's dramatically reduced it in the sense of, well, you stopped them coming through the border. Absolutely amazing, by the way. If I could walk away and that was done, cool. Still need a border wall, by the way. But drastically reduced, I'm talking like deporting millions. We got like 20 to 25 million here. And we only got Trump for 3 more years, folks. At this rate that we're going, he's not even going to figure out what happened under Joey. We're kind of screwed. I mean, we gotta have exponentially more going on here. Federal officers have surged into major cities to arrest illegal aliens. The United States experienced annual negative immigration for the first time in decades, in large part because of the Trump's approach. Totally agree with that. On economic policy, the president cut numerous trade deals around the world while receiving pledges of investment worth trillions, which is true. But these are pledges. We need to see this in action. Pledges. I don't care what people say. I want to see what people do. It remains to be seen whether, there we go. It remains to be seen whether those pledges bear fruit. Angel says, well, to be fair, the Dems are stopping everything with court cases. There's truth to that. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm beating up Trump. I'm just merely asking. It's like, because Trump and allies talk, like a very big game. And sometimes I want to pause the pedal a little bit. He's doing great. I'm not beating the guy up. I mean, hell, I'd vote for him again, folks. I'd vote for him a 4th time if I could. But, hey, it's all about conversation. Just, simple. Everybody settle down. Just a simple sip of the cuppy. Yeah, I think Schrob is right. We're heading in the right direction. We're happy with that. Yeah. There's always an element of greed, right? There's always an element of greed. On economic policy, the president cut numerous trade deals around the world while receiving pledges of investment worth trillions. It remains to be seen if those pledges bear fruit. Trump also ignited a series of trade wars that lasted, being from Europe, over his desire to acquire Greenland. That's going on right now from Denmark. The aggressive posture could have consequences later as countries seek to diversify their trading partners. Well, we've seen how that worked out. What I find fascinating, I really do find this interesting, is you remember that whole deal with Germany and Russia in terms of energy? And they all laughed at Trump over it. And then when they realized that, oh, crap, Russia's not exactly the greatest trade ally and partner and person to do business dealing was with, they started having to burn wood to stay warm. And whenever a country has resorted to burning wood, things are really, really bad. Yeah, there you go. Cuppy of coffee. Yeah. Do you guys like my cuppy? Ow, I almost chipped my tooth. Damn it. That would be really bad. Almost chipped my tooth on air. Is it there still? It's there. On foreign policy, the president has severely set back Iran's nuclear program and toppled the Maduro's dictatorship in Venezuela. Boy, did he. Isn't that still remarkable? I mean, in a way, if it's kind of like if you take the king, you take the country, right? I mean, we basically took over Venezuela in a matter of a lunch hour. People forget how powerful we are. And because of that, I'm just glad this happened. This happened because it does show that we're still really powerful. I think people realize, oh yeah, the U.S. Oh yeah, they could still kick some ass. Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm kind of glad this happened. Not the fact that like dictator and, put his people into starvation and, was deleting people and doing all sorts of stuff, sending, drugs to America. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why this guy should have been removed. But the left will out there protest on his behalf. You need to let him free. I still love what people were doing. When we grabbed Maduro, what was it, like a month or two before, they were out there doing the No Kings protest. But now they're out there protesting on behalf of basically a king or a dictator. I understand there's differences between kings and dictators. But you can see the analogy is pretty remarkable. Man. He also settled a number of open and near conflicts. That's true. While the war in Ukraine continues to rage, domestically, Trump has waded into prominent culture war topics such as DEI and transgenderism. He also pardoned several people prosecuted and imprisoned under his predecessor, including pro-life activists. He has battled universities to root out woke policies or risk losing federal funding. The thing, though, is nothing is permanent, really. Let's just say nothing. Most of what he's doing is not permanent. And that's a problem for us, folks, because when you get some other whack job coming into office, now they're just going to reverse it. I believe it was Gavin Newsom who said this. It was Gavin or somebody that plans on running in 2028 is just going to reverse all of his policies. And I want to say it was Gavin Newsom. Even if he didn't say it, it's going to happen. All this hard work, 4 years of hard work, could just be right down in the dumps when you have a Democrat come in. And the fact that we're not really pushing much legislation, which is kind of goes against my grain, because if you have to push more legislation, it tells you your country is going in the wrong direction. The less laws in the books tells you that your country is a more moral, just, and kind of just rational nation. The more legislation, the more laws you have in the books, not only limits your liberties and freedoms, but also tells you you're going in the wrong direction because you're having to put stupid laws in the books because there's that lack of morality. There's that lack of sense of responsibility. There's that lack of sense of a lot that goes into country. And that's a problem. It's a big, big problem. Well, speaking of big problems. Oh, boy. A lot of people listen to this on audio. A lot of people. People are working. They got the headphones in. Appreciate you tuning into the show. I wish I could do 4-hour-long shows for you and keep you updated, but we got to work too. And Joy Behar's on your screen. Oh, Joy. Joy to the world. She has no brain. She says dumb ass shit. She said some dumb stuff. It keeps getting dumber. I never thought that would happen. But she is. So this lady, I will always share this story because doing this show in literally 1 month, by February 21st, it'll be 5 years of doing the show every day, or roughly every day. I know we took time off here or there, but you get what I'm saying. It is single-handedly one of the most funniest things I've ever covered, I've ever read, I've ever had to even see in my life, let alone doing the show. I think her name was Kamala Bryant was her name. It was this black woman. And she was running after another black woman with a knife. And then there's video of it. There's body cam footage of it. And this officer gets out of his car and he's sprinting at Kamala Bryant to stop her from deleting another woman. And, black on black crime. The officer was white. So it kind of is a part of the story. And you guys will remember this. And that Michael Myers, from the Halloween series, that big old not butcher knife, but like kitchen knife that's really big. She had like one of those. And on the body cam footage, you could see the knife, I want to say like an inch from penetrating this woman's neck. And the cop deletes her. Kamala Bryant deletes her. Joy Behar, I kid you not, this is a real story, said, well, couldn't he just give a warning shot? Oh, there's more. It's still the funniest thing. I almost want to go find the clip right now. I'm going to start crying. I'm laughing. Could he have fired a warning shot? I got to find the clip for you. Or shoot him in the kneecaps or the buttocks. I gotta find the clip for you. We're going back in time. I don't care if we lose viewers over this. It don't matter to me. I need a good laugh this morning. Let me see. Hold on a second. Oh my God. Yeah, here it is. Oh, I found it. This is how, look how old, first of all, look how old this is. This is going back. How long ago did we upload this? 4 years ago. Look how old thumbnails. Anywho, here we go.
Joy Behar says goes live, so stay tuned. The thing is this. I don't know if that's true or not. I really can't figure it out anymore. Behar.
Hold on. You can see me without a beer. This is funny. This is old.
Yeah, actually. Sorry, I can't. On lemon. Behar said that there is something wrong if the only solution to someone potentially killing another human is to use deadly force. I mean, it seems to me in a situation, this is what it looked to me. I looked at the tape and still can't figure it out, she continued. Shoot the gun in the air as a warning. Tase a person. Shoot them in the leg. Shoot them in the Sorry, I can't believe it. I can't believe it says this next part. I'm sorry. I haven't read this before. As I've mentioned in a lot of my videos, I tried to save it so you guys kind of have.
Look how chubby I was. Jeez, I still am kind of that chubby.
Not just a news story, not just an opinion, but also a reaction. And I couldn't even get it out. So let me just start over. Because I can't believe it. She actually said this. Shoot the gun in the air as a warning. Tase a person. Shoot them in the leg. Here we go. It says this. Oh, God. Shoot them. Shoot them in the behind.
Well, as you can see, we haven't changed all that much here. Same person. Oh, God, Joy, you buffoon. All right, where are we? Here we go. We're back to it. Oh, God. I thought about this morning when I was pouring my cup of coffee. Hand to God, I really do mean this, and I've shared this with you guys. I have so much fun doing this. It shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed that I'm allowed to have this much fun doing the show and hanging out with you guys. I mean, it's the same people every day. I don't mind that at all. You know what I mean? It's like, when you get to hang out with just people that you enjoy, you get excited. Do you know what I mean? It don't matter what time you wake up. Fuck, I'm sorry to cuss, but I mean, if we're doing the show at 3 a.m., I'd be there. Hang out with you guys. Anyways, where are we here? Okay, let's see this. We're gonna get flagged by Disney. So just to let you know, if you're on audio right now, this segment might be cut out because we're going to get flagged by ABC. It happens. It's guaranteed. So this most likely, if you're listening after the live, this portion of the show might be cut out or somewhere along here. So I'm going to try to read as much as I can, but the video segments are going to be pulled because ABC is going to flag me. Already, I know it. Joy Behar complained on Tuesday that it was time to do something about President Donald Trump. What do you mean by that, Joy? What do you mean by that? And she argued that just getting out in the streets to protest and even voting were not cutting it anymore. Ooh, what? I mean, what else could you do, Joy? What are you implying here? Behar claimed that it was time for Trump to go, saying Americans were just going to have to step up and make that happen. How are you all reading this? I think I could read between the lines. Although she was largely unclear as to how that would work, logistically speaking. Oh, okay. All right. I can never know which one's posted first. I think it's this one.
See, I think that this is the end of it now for him. It has to be. And Americans need to step up now. It's not enough to go into the streets. It's not enough to vote. I believe that people need to start calling their congressmen and their senators. I mean, he has eroded civil rights at this point.
Yes.
He's erasing history.
Yes.
He's wrecking the economy. It's going to be decades before we get back to where we're supposed to be. And he's alienating us from our friends in NATO.
Yeah.
And all because he's not getting his award.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the shrinks call that a narcissistic injury.
Yes.
And that is what will get us into World War III because his ego
Shut up, Joy.
is involved. And the only thing that Americans can do, including us, I mean, we have a forum here and we speak out. People out there have no way of dealing with this. That's why they come in here and love us so much lately.
Well, he put that.
But so I would just say, get on the phone. Get on the phone, leave a message, look up who these people are in your area, and say, it's time to do something about this guy because he's leading us into World War III.
I just want to point something out. Just want to point this out. They said this a while ago in his first term. He's going to take us into World War III. We're not there yet, right? These are the same people that were pushing global warming for a while. We're going to be dead in 5 years. You know, that was like 10 years ago. Folks, this is the same lady that had Joe Biden and his wife next to her at various points getting excited over the fact that allegedly Joe Biden exercises. No, he's sharp as a tack. The guy's with it. She's the one that pushed this, that she never saw any signs. She still thinks that Joe Biden is fine. This lady here. I mean, it's tough for me to say that, well, wow, I gotta listen to her about World War III gonna happen because this is... She got all giddy when she found out that Joe Biden got out of bed, put on his slippers, and walked to the toilet. That was her excitement over it. Oh, he exercises every morning. Really? Have you seen the way that guy walks? So anywho, there's more here. Invoking the 25th Amendment. Never said anything about Joey getting the 25th Amendment. The guy was drooling into a drip tray, but can't speak about that.
I think that when it comes to, I know Whoopi was talking about the 25th Amendment, and a lot of people are saying maybe what's happening is that
a conversation about it, at least.
He's losing it a little bit. But I will say this. I think when it comes to Donald Trump, you just have to follow the money.
Projecting. How about Joey following the money? Gee, checks coming from China, Ukraine, Romania. We covered it. We did an hour-long podcast specifically on investigating Joe Biden and his family corruption. It's still out there on the internet if you want to look at it. Really good episode, by the way. It's just fascinating how they're going to peddle and push this crap. Really? 25th Amendment, huh? Yeah, we should look into it. We should at least start the conversation. Not a peep for 4 years from these women about Joey.
That's all. I mean, this is just one whole huge grift for him. Why does he want Greenland? Because it has rare minerals that are generally used for technology. And he's on sort of this imperialistic sort of mission. And I think you're right, Alyssa. I think when he says, I want to take Greenland, we need to believe him the first time, right? Because he's been saying it over and over and over again. Just like Dr. Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. We should have believed him back in 2016.
You know what?
And we need to believe him now.
Can I interrupt you? I don't think...
You know, I just realized what this is like. If you were to close your eyes, picture you were visiting, you know, like a third removed cousin in the insane asylum. Just, you got to close your eyes or else it won't work. Maybe it will if you open it up and see what's on your screen. But you're sitting at the table and everybody's having their, Sunny Delight. You know, they don't even get the real orange juice there. They need the sugar to activate whatever pills they're taking. So they're having the Sunny D. And this is what it would sound like. Just listen to Joy's voice. This is exactly across from the table. Mind you, there's probably glass between you and whoever you're sitting across from, which would be your cousin third removed, and the Sunny Delight, because they might attack you. But just close your eyes, and I'm telling you, this is exactly what the insane asylum would sound like.
You know what?
We need to believe him now.
Can I interrupt you? I don't think that he's well. I really don't.
Well,
and so I blame the Congress, not him, as much as the people who are allowing this.
Well, that's the 25th Amendment issue that people are talking about. But that's
the cabinet, though. That's what makes it complicated.
Whoever is allowing it needs to step up now, because this is enough.
But let me also just say this to put a button on it. He said to the Prime Minister, of Norway, considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars, plus which is not true. That's
See what I mean?
Exaggerated and inflated.
I love it. I really do. I know it's cringy. You have to understand that there's people that watch that, and there is not a shred of questioning or, gee, that's kind of odd that you say that now, but literally slightly over a year ago, not a peep about Joey. There's just really, really dumb people out there, you guys. And look, I'm dumb too. There's people that are way smarter than me. There's a hierarchy of smartness or intelligence or IQ or whatever. But at least I could look at this person and go, really? The 25th on Trump? Did you not see the guy that couldn't even hold a cabinet meeting for like 4 years? He had to have his wife do it. There's a guy that would walk out with CPAP marks on his face. I mean, he fell up a flight of stairs. Joey hit a golf ball backwards. You'll never see that again in your life, by the way. You will have to live an entire lifetime. You will never see somebody hit a golf ball backwards. You'd have to go source it out on the internet like you would with Joey. So he fell up a flight of stairs. He hit a golf ball backwards. He was looking for dead people in crowds. Joey was looking for dead people in crowds. And I'm not talking about looking for them, asking for them by name. And if you think that's bad, go, well, you know, hey, it was just top of mind, right? Because that's what Karine Jean-Pierre said. The person was just top of mind. He was just looking for her. Okay, benefit of the doubt. Why was he in a meeting looking for a president of a nation that's been dead for 40 years, longer than I've been alive? And then he said that he saw him and he was conversing with him. And I've always said Joe Biden is so far gone. He is like spilling into the spiritual realm. He has 1 foot in the spiritual realm, 1 foot in the physical realm, that now he's like clairvoyant or like a medium. And he is talking with people that have been passed on for 40 years. He fights with his teleprompter. The teleprompter went undefeated for 4 years. I always say this. It's my goal in life to take a selfie with that teleprompter. I must. And I'm not exaggerating. You all think that's a joke. I am not joking. I would love to take a picture with the teleprompter that whooped Joe Biden's ass for 4 years straight. I would have it right around my arm right here. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would do. Right there. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even touch it because I would want to give it the respect it deserves. You know what I mean? Kind of do Keanu Reeves like he does with the ladies. You don't touch the lady. That way you don't also get accusations against you. Oh, you touched me inappropriately. You know what I mean? Give him one of those and see if I can have a little bit more camera time, longer than I'd like with it, you know, and maybe do a couple poses. You know, maybe we'll do the side by side. Do you know what I'm talking about? All with Joe Biden's teleprompter. Now, the sad thing is I'm probably going to have to travel to his library, even though the dude can't read. How do I know? Well, because he had to sign documents with an auto pen. If he can't sign his signature, well, how the hell do you expect him to read anything? So anywho, I told you I'm as serious as a heart attack with that one, folks. I want to find that teleprompter. I'd make a bid on it. I'd make a bid. I'd make a solid bid. So much so I'd ask for your help for it. And we could put it right back here. Right back here. Nice retirement home. We'll make sure it's clean, dusted off every day. It deserves it. 4 years, man. 4 years, just... just smacking the crap out of Joey. Anywho, where are we at? Let's see what other news we have. Told you I have too much damn fun doing this show. I don't really care what people think. I'm crazy. Yeah, a little bit. You gotta be to do something like this on air. All right, where are we at? I'm trying to see if there's any breaking news. Oh, there's this right here. Okay, here we go. So this is Nick Shirley. And he kind of caught somebody. I don't know if he'd be classified as lying. I'll let you decide. You let me know. Journalists clash over edits in high profile interview. This is actually kind of old. It's interesting. And by old, I mean like maybe a week. I find it interesting that this is now kind of catching on, because I saw Nick Shirley post this, I want to say like 4 days ago. Nick Shirley, the 23-year-old YouTuber behind a fraud expose on Minnesota's child care centers, praised by Trump and Vance, accused Andrew, is it Callahan or Callaghan, of Channel 5 trimming their interview to omit concessions on Democratic cities and Somali fraud stats. Callahan responded with a video explaining standard edits for dead air, stammers, and off-topic chat, while sharing text of Shirley's initial praise and offering raw footage for review. Well, just because you have the praise, it's the initial praise. He probably didn't know at the time that you were going to edit it in such a manner. The exchange highlights trust challenges in YouTube journalism, especially as Shirley's work prompted federal actions like frozen funds, with viewers now judging both sides in the evidence. So here you have J.D. Vance's favorite MAGA Mormon propagandist, Nick Shirley, accused Channel 5 News of cutting down their interview to make him look bad. Not accused. Verifiable. That's exactly what happened. Nick has both. I want to see if they show both here. No.
Say it perfectly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's not it. That's the clip, but I want to see if they show both here. Yeah, this right here. Here we go.
Super important, and I also learned a great lesson here. So the other week, I sat down with Andrew Callahan in Channel 5 to do a sit-down podcast-style interview for his channel. And when he goes and posts the video, I see he just posted an hour-long interview. I said, well, that's weird, because we actually spoke for around 2.5 hours. And then I go
Very smart to get the full raw footage, by the way.
and watch the interview. I'm saying, well, what is this? This is not what happened. For instance, this clip right here.
What American city is prospering right now?
This is the part that I want you guys to decide if Channel 5 edited this nefariously. Or if it's just like, oh, it's just dead air, Yeah, just had to cut it for time. You guys let me know, okay? This is the part you want to listen to.
Austin. Austin. Name another one.
El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas is prospering.
Yeah.
Nashville.
Nashville's doing good. Phoenix is doing good. Basically, any place with low state tax is getting a lot of.
In any place that's not Democrat.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Name a Democrat city that's prospering right now.
well, it would have to be one that's affordable.
Name one.
Denver.
Why are you smirking? It's not prospering.
All right, so that's the clip Andrew posted, but this is the actual interaction of how it went.
Denver.
Why are you smirking?
Because I don't know if it's prospering.
It's not. See, you can't even answer the question. It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either.
I agree that Democrat-run states are doing badly.
Kind of weird that Andrew didn't put that in.
That last, I agree that Democrat cities are doing badly.
See, you can't even answer the question. It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either.
I agree that Democrat-run states are doing badly.
Why not include it? Why not include that? I mean, you edited that for a reason. You did that for a reason. And by the way, I'm not even saying Andrew did that. It could have been his editor. It could have been a producer's choice. I mean, just because you're the one doing the interview, you're not the one sitting behind the keyboard editing this stuff. Find it interesting.
Kind of weird that Andrew didn't put that in, right? Maybe his base or something would not be happy with that response because he obviously got caught lying. And anyways, let's move over to the next topic when we're talking about Somalians being known for pirating, as 89% of the fraud that has been charged inside of Minnesota is by Somalians. This is the interaction that Andrew posted.
Somali community, or do you see it as both?
89% of the fraud is being committed by Somalians.
Where exactly is that statistic from?
You can pull it up on the screen. You'll find it.
I just want to know where it's from.
Okay, so it says the statement that 89% of fraud in Minnesota is Somali is a claim that originated in a viral social media video, not from an official source. The claim has been widely circulated, but the official information from the U.S. authorities specifies the demographics of those charged in specific large-scale fraud cases. So this is in major fraud cases involving an estimated over $1 billion in stolen federal funds, the most prominent being the Feeding Our Future, which is what we covered here, scandal, a nutrition program, child nutrition program to be specific. 82 of the 92 individuals charged are Somali Americans, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office.
You want me to find it right now? For sure, just so I can, I don't know, I believe you. I just want to make sure we have the exact.
Approximately 89% of the individuals charged in the massive feeding or future pandemic relief fraud in Minnesota are reportedly Somali Americans. It is important to note that 89% figure does not represent the entire Somali population in Minnesota. Minnesota is home to the largest Somali American population in the United States.
You're right here. Yeah, and it's not racist to say it. Probably. And when I go.
This is what happens when I show him the fact that 89% of the people who have been charged for fraud in Minnesota are Somalians. This is what Andrew had to say. But remember, he conveniently left this out of the interview.
89% of those charged in connection with major. Wow. Identified as Somali Americans. Well, looks like we do there. I'm interested to see what you put in this interview because it looks like there's a problem with fraud.
So there you
Wow.
go. That's just two examples from the interview with Andrew Callahan where he literally went out of his way to try and make me look bad, which is not cool. And I wouldn't say that's like very benevolent of him to do by any means. But I promise you guys, if I ever do an interview with anyone, you're going to get the full product because I think that's just like the most benevolent thing to do. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed and you guys were able to see through what I just showed you. The full interview is up on my second channel.
Interesting. I'm a big believer that you should just leave the full interview. Even if it's if you don't want the interview to be, if you're like, yeah, on channel 5, we got an hour. Like I got an hour. And if you're up front saying, look, we're going to have to cut, if we go beyond an hour, we're going to have to cut this down. I want to just upload the whole damn thing normal. I think that's how it should be. We could do more if I were to reach out, but way back when, for the long time listeners of the Bald Brad Show, we've had interviews with people before that I'd bring on the show. Like one was Andrew Kwan Lee early on. Arthur Kwan Lee, excuse me. Really amazing guy. He's like the world artist of something. He's also a national champion of Taekwondo, or like a world champion of Taekwondo. Really cool guy. You have to look for it, the interview. I cut it up to like show my face and his face, but I didn't cut him up, if that makes sense. And I just put up the whole interview because I think people should be able to explain themselves. And if people want to watch that, they can. I think that's what they should do in journalism. Leave up everything. Even if it looks a little unnatural, a little weird, that's fine. Or upload both. I'm not sure, but anywho, that's what's going on with Nick Shirley right now. And that, I don't know if you call a journalist, reporter, something, whatever. Let's see what else we have here in the news. Again, Davos is trending right now on X. Scott Bessent, just an hour ago, just pummeled Gavin Newsom in Davos. Let's see what this is all about. Anytime somebody goes after Gavin Newsom with their words, to be clear, I always got to pay attention.
I think it's very, very ironic that Governor Newsom, who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros, and Davos is the perfect place for a man who, when everyone else was on lockdown, when he was having people arrested for going to church, he was having $1,000 a night meals at the French Laundry, and I'm sure the California people won't forget that. And
they will. I live here, brother. But I love what you're saying. I totally agree with everything you're saying right now. But don't underestimate people in California. Let me tell you, they will willfully forget.
I can tell my message to Governor Newsom is the Trump administration is coming to California. We are going to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And I was told he was asked to give a speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down. He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless. Shame on him. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
Oh my God. Yo, Scott is going hard in the paint, dude. And he's not wrong. I would say, like, hey, I disagree with this part or whatever. He's not wrong. Gavin, if you want to see a great example of Gavin Newsom, the dude's a snake. He's a snake. And I have a great example here. Let me see. Ben Shapiro was on Gavin Newsom's podcast. Yeah, our governor has a podcast. And there's this clip of Gavin Newsom answering the question, can boys become girls? Now, this is from Brandon Tatum showing the clip. But I also want to show an example of Gavin Newsom, of how he's kind of, he's a snake, man. He's very squirmy. He's very good at, oh, I'm going to act like a moderate now, but then when I'm actually doing policy or I'm pushing something, I'm going to be a lefty. I want people to notice how crafty this individual is, because when he runs in 2028, he's going to fool a lot of people, sadly. Oh, wow, he sounds pretty moderate. He sounds pretty good. No.
It is not an act of bigotry to say that a boy cannot become a girl, nor should my children be taught in K through 12 public schools that a boy can become a girl. The fundamental question that lies at the root of all of this is the question that you're not wanting to answer, which is whether boys can become girls.
Yeah, I think I'm for the grace of God. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate.
That was his answer. I'm going to go back. That was his answer.
I think I'm for the grace of God. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the sympathy.
Hold on. Hold on, Shawty. What?
Right there with you, Brandon. So that was obviously a blunder for Gavin. It's pretty rare that something like that takes place. But here's the interesting thing. Check this out on what Gavin Newsom says about ICE. He actually agrees with Ben here. This is where you get like that moderate, oh, I agree with you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, really? After the fact? Check this out.
And then your press office tweeted out that it was state-sponsored terrorism, which, I mean, Governor, I do have to ask you about that.
Yeah.
That sort of thing makes our politics worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, our ICE officers obviously are not terrorists.
Yeah.
A tragic situation is not state-sponsored terrorism.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, and then...
Yeah, I think that's fair. Really? But the way you talk about them and you don't want them there taking care of citizens, you know, I mean, it's if you watch the whole interview, it's just time and time again. Here we go. I love this. So somebody, the Daily Wire put a smash, like a mashup of everything that was brought up.
About radically lowering the income tax rates in the
state. California has tax. I mean, there's 16 states right now. Let's talk about those 16 states.
Why don't we talk about California?
By the way, California has a 13.3% income tax. Just to let you know, highest income tax in the union.
This is the question that you're not wanting to answer, which is whether boys can become girls.
Yeah, I think I'm for the grace of God. Yeah.
When AOC said this week that ICE should be abolished, you disagree?
Oh, I disagree.
Your press office tweeted out that it was state-sponsored terrorism. Our ICE officers obviously are not terrorists.
Yeah.
A tragic situation is not state-sponsored terrorism.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Basically, the whole family ended up in Florida. My parents ended up near me in Florida. My in-laws, who lived in Sacramento, ended up near me in Florida. And yeah, there may be some reasons for that, Governor. The problem is that when I left, I also took 80 employees.
Yeah, it's not just him that's getting out of Dodge, by the way. There's a lot of people, not just families fleeing California, looking for new work in other states, but companies are also moving. And as I mentioned, it's a big deal if you pick up and move your headquarters or your company to another state and you bring your employees with you. You can't exactly after like 4 years go, yeah, you know what? It's not really working out in this state. We're going to go back to California because things were better. It's a lot harder to move back into California. It's pretty damn easy to leave because not only things are more expensive here, you're making more money here, meaning you're able to usually outcompete other people in other states because it's less expensive in those other states. It's a lot harder to do the reverse now. So this is a massive problem that he has to face, and that he's the one that caused. He helped cause that. That's for damn sure. I love how Betts put this in the chat. He's a fence walker. I love that. Couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't agree with you more. Well, folks, that is today's episode of The Bald Brad Show. If you enjoyed what you saw and heard, hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate what you do here. Yes, In-N-Out moved corporate headquarters to Tennessee. Can't blame them. And I'm a big fan of In-N-Out. I actually get In-N-Out probably like once every 2 weeks to 3 weeks, I want to say. I always have to get myself a burger. It's just healthy. That's what I tell myself. Get a double, grilled onions, fries, and a root beer is always my order. Pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump. I got to head out of here a little bit early, tad bit early, because I got a meeting in the morning. But I have way too much fun with you guys. Again, like I've always said this, I shouldn't be allowed to have this much fun. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. But I'll be back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for more of The Bald Brad Show. Hit that follow button. It's absolutely free. If you want to make a donation, go to baldbrad.com. We got hoodies, we got merch, we got blogs, but also donation tab where we get 97 cents of every dollar. We get 97% of the donation you make. And I get an email saying who sent it. Always appreciate that. And, well, don't feel like you have to, but it's there if you would like to. And protein style. Yeah, fresh fries and protein style. Heck yeah. Take care, Patriots.